Hansen Show, or as we call it on Thursdays, specifically Thursday, November 12th, the Schendel Show. Thanksgiving is quickly approaching, and so are the deadlines to get your pies if you don't want to make your own.
Joining us with some of the best local spots to get a pie, Stephanie Hansen from The Weekly Dish. Hey, oh, and she's got a spread today.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hi, gals. I guess it's Ladies' Day.
Yeah.
We're totally into it, feeling the vibe, and I think it's really important that Ladies' Day includes pie.
Oh, absolutely. And not just one, but 5 special pies here for you ladies. So Thanksgiving, right? It's a tradition to have pie, and Thanksgiving's going to look a little bit different this year simply because people are going to be having smaller gatherings likely. So I always think it's delicious to bring someone a pie when you go to their house. Maybe you're not a baker and you need to buy a pie anyway. But I think this year too, one of the ideas that I had from a listener was to buy pies for people that you would normally be celebrating Thanksgiving with and drop them off at their house, which I thought was a really nice way to share Thanksgiving if you can't be together.
Right, absolutely. I mean, and there's some pies, some places I know that I've heard of that are actually doing the delivery for you. But one of the ones that you're highlighting today, I'm pretty excited just because of the things that it says is in the pie. That's Grocer's Table Pie, Streusel and caramel topped pie.
Oh.
Okay, you guys, can you see the caramel in that? So this is a pie that Lindsay, the owner, makes for her family. She's got 3 boys, and she sent me the nicest note when I told her that I wanted to feature the pie. She actually made this in her home kitchen last night for me, and it just looks absolutely beautiful and will be so delicious on your taste. Caramely, it's appley, and then you serve it with drizzled caramel. It's delicious.
How much is it killing you right now to not just take a quick little bite and just kind of like cover up the side?
I might. You just don't know what happens behind the scenes.
Okay, next up was a surprise for me because it's Sertic's Cheese Shop for pie.
Yeah, so you wouldn't think that a liquor store would be making amazing pies, but they are. All organic, all butter, all natural butter, organic. And this is an apple pie, a very classic apple. This is a $20 pie, which is really a value. Most of the pies that you pick up are going to be anywhere between $25 and $35. So they do a really great job. And you just order it ahead of time, and then you go by Sertic's and pick it up. And you can also pick up your wine or whatever else you need. They also do like gravy and cranberries and all the sides. So if you just want to do the turkey, you could get all the rest of the items at Sertic's.
That pie looked like very heavy too. Like that looked like a good solid pie.
Substantial.
I like when you said all butter.
Substantial.
All butter all the time.
All
you guys,
butter.
My whole house smells like butter right now and like delicious baked goods like a bakery. It's incredible.
Oh, I want to live there. All right, next one, pretty popular with some folks around the metro. This is Yum Bakery. Yeah,
so Yum Bakery is known for their yum cake, but look at this beautiful pecan pie. Again, Yum does whole piece. They've got a really cute mini pumpkin cheesecake that you can order if you're just having a small, like you and one other person. And they've got all the Thanksgiving fixings too. So the turkey, the mashed potatoes, the gravy, but I mean, their crust, come on, it's delicious.
I like the idea of the small mini too, because sometimes you don't want all the leftovers. You are so full the next day, but then you have to eat it anyway.
Shani, you're the only one that doesn't want the leftovers. All the rest of us are like, bring it on.
That's true.
Okay, I'll accept that. That's totally true. Next up, honey and rye.
So this is a maple pumpkin pie, and she's got the little whipped cream and little candied nuts on the top. This crust too, all butter, organic, just delicious. I really love pumpkin pie, but I realize it's kind of polarizing. They also have a pecan pie. They've got a banana cream pie too. So if you've got someone in your family that's not interested in the seasonal pies, they've got some traditional ones too. I love pumpkin pie. Like, I don't know why we can't have pumpkin pie in the summer and not just at Thanksgiving. But
Me too. Hansen, that's like one of my favorite pies in the whole world. And specifically, I'm really glad you brought that one up because Honey and Rye is one of my favorite bakeries. And that pie is so good.
They're lovely. And I will say, make sure you order ahead because the bakery is not open. They're just doing curbside pickup. So they're going to be baking and handing it to you with list delivery.
Ooh, lovely. All right, finally, hot hands, pies, and biscuits.
Yeah, look at this. Just you can tell how homemade and delicious this crust is.
Ooh.
This is a pecan chess pie, which is a little different than kind of the more syrupy based traditional pies. It's got sweetened condensed milk in it. It's from the South. It's a really delicious take on pecan pie. Hot Hands is a cute little hip spot on Snelling Ave, St. Paul that's fairly opened fairly recently. They've also got little hand pies. They've got mini biscuits. Again, ordering online, and then you can pick up on the day before Thanksgiving and have yourself a pie. And again, all these places, they're going to be making pies for you, but order ahead. You can order, you can pay online, and then you just pull up and pick it up.
Great ideas. My only complaint with your segment is that I think we need to have some in studio too, just so we have a closer look. So I'll just throw that out there.
You guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I cannot wait to come back in the studio. It's been a long time, and I did a social media post. It's hard to do TV at home.
It is. You do a great job, though.
Yes, you do.
Yep.
Thank you.
One of the
Thank
best.
you.
All right, more with Stephanie Hansen, because she is the best, coming up, including her tips on making pies at home. That's right, when we come back. Right? I was doing the next thing. Welcome back to the Jason Show, temporarily the Shendel Show. And we are back with Stephanie Hansen from The Weekly Dish. We're talking pie, and specifically pie tricks.
Are either of you guys bakers?
Steph, no,
Not
I
a
can't
pie
cook
baker.
a thing. No, I can't cook anything. So.
Kendall's like, Steph, come on, why are you asking me this? Well, I did something a couple years ago that was fun. I took a class from a Twin Cities woman whose name is Heather's Pies. And I took a class and she taught me how to make pie. So I'm going to give you some tips if you decide that you're going to be the person that's going to make the pie at home.
Ooh,
so
I love
the first is, yeah, you really want to start with cold ingredients. So your butter needs to be cold. If you have your apples, if you're making apple pie, everything should be cold. The second tip is something that people really don't know about, and I swear it makes a huge difference. So this is Land O'Lakes high-fat butter. It's a fairly new product. They also have Kerrygold high-fat butter, but they call them European butters, and there's more fat in the butters, so it makes your dough easier to roll. It gives you more air pockets, so your dough is more flaky. This is like a pie-changing game changer, and I use all butter in my pies.
And can you get that
anywhere?
anywhere? Steph, can you get that high-fat butter anywhere?
You can. It's in your grocery stores. It's in your premium stores. Land O'Lakes just is carrying this. I think I picked this up at Cub Foods. So yeah, you can. It's brand new.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got all your cold ingredients. You also want to only add a little bit of water when you're making your pie, right? Because you want to have it so that the ingredients come together, but that it's not super wet. A trick is after you've put the amount of water in your pie, and different recipes have different combinations, if it still feels dry, add like a teaspoon or two of vodka.
What?
I know you don't want to waste it. I know. The vodka evaporates when baking, so it doesn't really make a wet crust. It just kind of gives it that little that you need to pull it all together for the rolling.
Oh, so you do like a shot for you, a shot for me. Welcome.
That was a big plot twist.
Pretty much. Also, I got this when I went to the pie class. It's kind of like a dowel. And you notice it's a little bit smaller than this rolling pin's pretty small too, but have the right rolling pin that you feel good about using and roll towards you and then turn your dough, roll towards you, turn your dough. We're always like looking like this. You don't want to roll out. Make it so that it's a more manageable process for you. And this is another great tool, the pastry scraper, because you can scrape the flour together. You can cut the butter with it, get it all in a pile on your board that you're using to make your dough, and then get it all together with your hands. And don't touch your dough too much because your hands are hot, right? So you're going to warm up that butter. Everything, keeping it cold is key. So get the dough together, put it in a disc, put it in the refrigerator, roll it out, put it in the refrigerator, give it some time to just rest in the refrigerator, and then assemble your pie, and then put that in the refrigerator before you bake it, just for like 10 minutes to get it cold, and then throw it in a hot oven, like 400 degrees, and then turn the oven down after 10 minutes so that the inside cooks.
Oh, so like a really hot oven right off the bat is important.
Yeah, because what happens is that butter then melts, but it sets the crust. Like this is a beautiful example, this Certix pie. It sets the crust, and then you turn it down lower so that the inside apples have a chance to really bake.
Wow. I didn't know a lot about pie baking, but it sounds really complicated. I'm going to be honest.
You know, it does kind of until you do it the first time. And I don't know why, but there's nothing more rewarding than making your own pie. Like, you feel like Martha Stewart, and if Martha Stewart can do it, you can too. It's just, the dough is, you got to get it together, keeping all the ingredients cold, and then just rolling it out and practice a little bit. Like, when I first made some pies, I didn't have the dough chilled enough, so when I would cook it in the oven, the crust would slump down a little bit in the pan. After that happened 2 times, I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's because I haven't chilled the dough long enough. So you just kind of, you learn as you go.
And real quick, Steph, you did have some store-bought crusts that you like, just in case you're like moi, and that could turn into a massive disaster.
You can. I do like store-bought crusts. I think that they do a good job for the most part. It's not the same, but if you're so freaked out by making pie crust, then just pick up some Pillsbury crust. It's fine. They're delicious. You would buy a couple so that you can have maybe one to practice, and then one is like your presentation pie. I usually, if I have guests, I might make 2 of something just so that I can pick the one that looks the most beautiful if I'm serving, and then I have one to eat later on.
Smart.
Thank you for
Guests
that.
don't have to know you did it twice.
That's my most helpful tip of the whole day. Thank you, Steph.
All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. For more information, head to stephaniesdish.com. That's all I took out of that is just make 2.